All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. So I was on a Zoom with a group from Africa the other day, and they were doing the big waves. So just so you know, we're making headways around the world with the big waves. So thank you for that. Hope everybody's had a good Monday coming into Tuesday. And I don't know if you can feel it, but kids are starting to ease back to school. People have gotten all their summer vacations in, and things are. I can see the trajectory on calls, like the participation starting to pick up, and it's fun. All my years of doing this, it's fun to see the participation pick up as everybody starts easing back into normalcy. But the word for today is resilient. Resilient. Me and Andrea was just talking about this just the other day about, as a person ages, this is actually factual, that if a person does not self-develop as they age, they tend to be a more negative person versus the person that reads and does audios and goes to events and goes to conferences and really trains their brain to think for themselves, think for themselves. And we were talking about really the importance of like this community right here, just this community, 15 minutes a day of where it keeps your mind. And I think about resilient. You look at the definition, it's a person able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. And for the life of me, I don't think if I would have, I'm not sure. I think coaching, I learned how to self-develop, but network marketing really taught me how to self-develop. And I'm thinking about it and I'm going like, man, thank goodness for the things that we put in our brain, in our mind, in our thoughts, like the things we listen to, because one of the things that's certain in life is we're going to go through difficult conditions, just like animals do. If you were in a jungle right now, or you were in, somewhere in Africa and you're a lion or a deer going across, like you're going to encounter difficult conditions. We're the same way as humans, like there's going to be things. So why not equip ourselves with the armor to get through them? And it's called self-development. It's called, putting good things in your head. And a definition I came across, or a quote, was resilience is very different than being numb. Resilience means you experience, you feel, you fail, you hurt, you fall, but you keep going. You find ways to keep going. And here's where I look at resilience. And I guess for all of us, like maybe ask yourself this question. Are you a person right now that when you come into difficult conditions, do you recognize it and maneuver around it quickly? Because I think that's what self-development really teaches you to do. It's not that you don't encounter difficult positions or difficult situations, but you learn how to recognize it faster. You learn how to not stay down as long. You learn how to get up and get through it, get over it, get under it, however you got to do it. You learn how to hit the reset button quicker. Like maybe instead of spiraling out of control for 3 weeks, you spiral out of control for a day, you hit the reset button, and the next day you reset. That's what resilience is. But I believe self-development goes hand in hand with a resilient person. And the question I ask you, and it's really for all of you, you should put a big smile on your face, because even the coach's corner, even taking a word of the day and expanding on it for 15 minutes is making us more of a resilient person or people. And being resilient means being able to adapt, bounce back when something difficult happens in our life. That's it. And so I'm out of time. I went over that kind of quick, but I just Andrea, I know you're going to talk about how to become more resilient, but I'll turn it to you, let you kick it off with that.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. That was great. And that was a great perspective. Like, I hadn't quite thought of it that way. So thank you for that. And the quote that I found that I love was joy collected over time fuels resilience. And that's Brene Brown. And, we all try to have those positive experiences in our life, and we all have, like, obviously that's kind of the point, is try to do positive things. But just like Coach said, sometimes we got to muscle through those hard things. And so that's what I'm going to talk about, like how we as humans can just become, not just, but become more resilient. And some of it's super basic, like get enough sleep and exercise. When we take care of, and I just kind of put this in perspective, like, well, I think about travel days, how patient or impatient I am with my kids when I step off a plane, like after a long trip. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and it's real easy to make for mom to choose to snap, right? Like it's all in me where I'm like, just get in the car and be quiet, right? And that's because I didn't give myself what I needed to be resilient in like that harder day. So get enough sleep, exercise, move your body. If we take care of our mind and we take care of our body, we're better able to cope with those little challenging situations. And with that, we've got to watch our thoughts. So we talk to ourselves all day, every single one of us. Now, hopefully it's not too much out loud and hopefully not too much arguing with ourselves, but there's always thoughts going on in here, right? So let's watch them. Resilient people don't let negative thoughts derail their efforts. Instead, they consistently practice positive thinking. So speak kindly to yourself. Give yourself the but at the end of the statement, right? I'm having a bad moment, but I know there's better things ahead. Whatever it is. So try to switch your thoughts and reframe them. So kind of like gratitude. We've talked about this a little bit before, but let's just say you walk into your kitchen and there are oodles of dishes, like it's a mountain. And your knee-jerk reaction is to go, holy moly, I live with animals. But we can reframe that and say, holy moly, my kids sure ate today. I'm so glad I can provide them with a whole bunch of meals, right? So try to reframe the negative situations and find that little bit of gratitude inside them. And then learn from past mistakes and failures. Every single mistake we make, little ones, big ones, they all have the power to teach us something and teach us something important. So don't stop searching for that lesson until you've found it. And sometimes we have to dig. Like sometimes the lesson is Andrea is just an idiot. But keep digging, we can find the lesson. And then choose your response. And I say this to my kids all the time. You are your response, right? We are our response. So we can remember that we all experience bad days. We all go through our share of crises. Like when they get handed out, we all get a few, right? But we have a choice in how we respond to them. We can respond negatively, we can panic, or we can choose, and we might have to fight to it, but we can choose to remain calm, logical, and find a solution. Our reaction is always up to us. Sometimes we might have to pause and just freeze for a minute, but our reaction is always up to us. And then lastly, maintain perspective. Resilient people understand that although a situation or a crisis may seem absolutely overwhelming in that moment, it may not make that big of an impact over time, long term. So if we can pause in that moment and say, okay, like poor Cheryl, she's got surgery today, she's dealing with this broken hand, like that's horrible. But in long term, she can hopefully take a moment to say, I am miserable right now. And we're praying for you, Cheryl. I am miserable right now, but my hand is going to come out the other side stronger than it was. The pain is going to go away, and I'm going to have some great stories to tell my friends. So, maintain that perspective that a lot of our crises are temporary. So that's what I had for you today. This was a good reminder. I think we all need this reminder every once in a while. At least I do. So thank you so much for that, Coach.
Absolutely. No, that was really good. And Cheryl, we are praying for you. I know she said she'd be listening into this. So she's having her surgery today. We're praying for you on that. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Happy Tuesday. Let's be resilient today. Have a good one. See you guys.
Love you guys. Have a great
Thank
Tuesday.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.